I was always a feminist at heart, even before I knew what a feminist meant. I only do things I strongly believe in and what agrees to my ethics and values, no matter how unorthodox my decisions would be. Hello everyone, I'm Shruti Jain. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Ariel Capital Markets Limited and founder of a conscious living platform, Stylist Team. When I was growing up, I observed that women were treated a lot differently in a lot of ways. Even as a kid, I observed that a lot of roles and responsibilities were assigned to women, whether they liked it or not. And I always believe that women are no different or they're equal to men. So why do they need to be treated differently? So that instantly made me a rebel. I would always question things, have a lot of opinions, and only do things I strongly believed in. It was challenging slightly, but I think that is what made me today where I am. And I think every woman should have that strong opinion and she should stand up for herself. I was fortunate enough to come from a family that strongly believed in education and being independent. My father would actually take us to office during summer holidays because he thought that we should always be productive. And one of my favorite things to do, back in the day as a child was to check out the newspaper and read the stock prices on the newspaper and identify the gainers and losers of the day or the week or the month, because back then you didn't have the internet and the stock prices were printed on the newspaper. But growing up in the 90s was very different from growing up now. There were a lot of challenges, there were a lot of barriers which as a woman I had to break. I was actually the first female in my family to go out for college education and I had to literally fight for it. I wanted to study finance and go to the UK, and back in the day nobody in my family even went out of India. Let alone a woman. So that was really challenging, but I think these challenges are something that teach you to value what you have, and it kind of gives you a sense of strength that you can do whatever you want if you put the right mind to it. So I think as a woman, we should not be afraid to dream. We should have our ambitions and we should take charge and power where we have to, because if we don't stand up for ourselves, I don't think others would let us do that. Fortunately, I work in the banking and financial services sector, and it is one of the most women-friendly sectors to be in. There are a lot of women leaders in our own organization. We have a lot of women playing the lead roles. So I wouldn't say that my challenges have been any different or more than any other professional in the industry, and I'm fortunate for that. I come from a family of people in finance. Everybody in my family is a CA or they have done something in finance. So a career in finance was a very, very natural choice for me. But I was always interested in cruelty-free living and fashion. So that led me to start my journey of a blogger, wherein I set up Stylist to talk about cruelty-free fashion. And in my journey, I realized that if you are compassionate towards animals, you can't be not compassionate towards the planet. And that's where I learned about sustainable living, the impact of our choices on the planet, the impact of our investments on the planet, how companies are exploiting the planet and the people and the animals, and how we as individuals hold the power to bring that change and influence them to make better choices. So that led me to transition into a sustainable citizen and a sustainable blogger. And I was one of the first bloggers in the country, in India, who started talking about vegan and sustainable living. That also led me to start my own startup, Address Chic, wherein we had an e-commerce platform and a digital magazine where we created awareness about sustainable living, tied up with brands which were doing the good things and which were creating products with mindfulness. So we had a platform selling sustainable products. My dad has always been my inspiration. He's a first generation entrepreneur who came from nothing and created one of the top financial services companies of India. And what I had seen, being the oldest child and seeing all his setbacks and failures and successes, what I have seen, one thing is that he has never given up. No matter how many setbacks he had, he always went for what he wanted, made it happen. And that is something which I learned from him, that even as a woman, no matter what people tell you that you are not supposed to do this is not for women, I think we should always do what we believe in, stand up for ourselves, and no matter how challenging the path may seem initially, you will get there and you will have that sense of satisfaction because you did things that you believed in and you achieved your goals and you led your ambitions, you gave your ambitions a direction and you made it happen. So never let anybody tell you that you are not enough, because you are. Do what you believe in, never ever compromise on your ethics and values, and stand up for yourself. Many women are breaking the bias while others are charting out their own path. We are living in exciting times where women have a voice, they have a platform to achieve what they want, they don't have to fear to stand up for what they believe in. And I could never understand why a woman had to give her identity just because she was married to a man. But I think if you are right, and if your intentions are right, and if you are firm about what you want to do, you can achieve anything you want. As a society, we have defined certain roles and responsibilities, assigned it for women, and we don't care whether they like it or not. But I think that's not how things should be. We are all an individual. Every individual has their own preferences, they have their own mindset, they have their own ambitions, they have their own goals. Nobody can tell you what you need to do or what you don't need to do. My message for all the women is that you need to decide what you want in life. You need to have a clear goal and perseverance to do it. Don't let anybody take charge of your life. And that's, I think, breaking the bias on its own.